Welcome to the show, Claire and Brooke. I'm a little bit nervous because we've already been very giddy before we even started recording this episode. So I don't know how this is going to go. So you're obviously both in my Magnificence program. So you've got Brooke Hill and Claire Behrmann. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having us.
So I'm really excited, as you know, to really, I guess, lift the lid on what it truly takes to build a seven-figure business. And both of you have done that so beautifully, and I have absolutely loved walking the path alongside both of you for many years now. Many years. So, Brooke, would you mind starting us off by sharing a little bit about your business? What do you do?
Sure. I run a content agency called Wonderthink. I have a wonderful team of 7, and we help businesses create wonderful content.
So good. Thank you. Claire, how about you?
I run a business called Jellystone Designs, and we design and manufacture children's toys, focusing on sensory play.
Thank you. So, ladies, we talk a lot about the highs and the lows in business, and we talk a lot, obviously, individually and kind of one-on-one mentoring together, and a lot as a group as well with the broader Magnificence program group. What would you say has been your biggest high in business so far, and your biggest, well, your lowest low in business so far? What would you say, Claire?
Biggest high.
She's like, which one should I choose from?
Oh, please. There's no real standout. I feel like the best is still coming.
I love that.
Because I feel sort of like if I had the biggest high already, I would not be so motivated to keep going. So there's still plenty of dreams. One, I think anytime we win an award or we get a new stockist, and we've got some beautiful stockists that we work with throughout the world, every time we're onboarded there is like, I'm chuffed.
Yeah.
So exciting. And then even getting DMs or messages about how much someone's loved our product. It's literally like it's the first day owning my business,
Claire.
and I'm so happy to read that.
I love that.
Yep.
Lowest low so far?
Oh, the lowest lows. I think it's any time when I just don't know what to do next. And you have walked the path of many lows with me, where it's like, I don't know who to call. Is it the police? Is it a psychologist? Is it a friend? Do I just drink a bottle of wine? So that's great. I think that's the real challenge when you just don't know how to take that next step.
Yeah.
But yeah, last year we had some pretty curly ones with the team.
You had a rough year last year.
Yeah.
And that's the point where we're like, okay, it's done now, you're settled, and then something else would happen.
And that was like compounded with some challenging family stuff going on with one of our kids. So it just felt non-stop. So that special time, which I won't go into too much detail here, was really ordinary.
Yeah.
But here we are.
This year's been much better.
Much
thankfully.
better. Yeah.
Thank you, my love. Brooke, how about you? Highest high for you so far, lowest low? And sorry, just to give people some context, how long are you in business, Claire? Is it like 10?
10 years.
10 years. And Brooke, you're similar.
It'll be 10 in like February.
Yeah, really similar.
Yeah, same.
Cool. Yeah.
So I think my highest high was when we rebranded the business last year.
Yes.
So for the first sort of, I guess, 8 years in business, we'd been known as the contented copywriter, with copywriting at the heart, and we did all this other stuff, but we never really talked about it. And then Wonderthink was the sort of ultimate expression of who we are and what we did. And
I remember the first time you told me, because it was in the works for a few years.
Yeah.
And the first time you told me the name, and just instantly it was a full body yes. Like, it's just got such a good energy to it. I loved it.
it's a lovely name because it does what it says on the tin.
Yes.
Which
But there's
is
a
hard
mystery to it as well. And it's special.
And so, there was this, what was wonderful about it, it gave us an opportunity to talk to all of our clients and understand, why they worked with us, and then open up new conversations with potential clients too. But what was really wonderful is when we did the rebrand, we celebrated with a party, which was super fun. And it was such a highlight because it gave me such gratitude, because I had so many amazing people in the room. You guys were there.
I think she was specifically looking at us when she said that.
You were there.
Not a husband or a family.
Exactly. But it was really special, and to look out at all these incredible people who, really shaped that business into what it became was such an amazing moment. And I'll always go back to that point and, feel that fizz and that gratitude.
Yeah, I've got goosebumps thinking about that.
Yeah,
It was
it was such a good party.
It was fun.
Lowest low? Change the vibe.
Yeah, vibe shift. Look, it was probably a little bit before that and I remember having a conversation with you, Lorraine, about it at the time, when I didn't realise it, but we'd had this sort of, it's probably a year before that, we'd sort of had this kind of slow decline in the business. And it was one of those things where I was kind of aware, but not really, not fully, I guess, aware of what was going on. And then I kind of looked at the numbers and I was like, oh my God. And I was, it was that moment of like being at the kitchen table and just having a full freak out of what was happening.
How many of us listening and here in the room have had the full-on freakouts with our husbands, and it's always at the kitchen table?
Yeah, it's always at the kitchen table. Yeah, and that was it, because it was sort of, confronting, and you had to kind of look at it square on and go, what are we going to do? But that ended up being the kind of turning point to doing things very differently in the business and to really shifting everything, which then set us on the path to shifting to Wonderthink, etc. So it was the world's best outcome out of a really shitty moment. But
it's interesting. We were describing that experience again. Obviously, you shared that story with me before. The word that came to mind is almost that was a propeller into where you are now. Like if you hadn't had that conversation at the kitchen table, could you just have kept kind of going along, meandering along, whereas actually it was a beginning more than an ending? It was
a real moment in time where I could have chosen to keep just letting things go along and bumble along and possibly peter out, or possibly, but certainly nothing would have changed, or to kind of throw myself full-bodied into a different way of doing things. And I chose the latter, and it was best thing I did.
I think there's so many women listening who could be in that moment right now, where it's deciding, okay, do I start winding things down and just bring it back to just me and downsize, or do I do what you've just described, Brooke, and go big and change things? There's a real commitment in what you did, I think.
Yeah, big leap,
huge leap. So something I wanted to ask both of you, and I actually don't know what each of you are going to say. I'll probably try and predict it. I find with my mentees and also with myself that there's generally one area of business that it's the most challenging part of the business, but you know that when you figure that out, and when you do figure it out, it's the one that, almost like use that language propulsion again, it propels you forward. So it may be for some mentees, it's leadership, for some it's systems, for some it's mindset, it's energy management. It's almost like you find that growth edge. What would you say, Claire, has been the area that's been the biggest area for you, that it's been almost the biggest classroom, but when you nail it, it has the biggest impact on you and on the business?
All of the above, please. I think as well, though, I've noticed that I talk about the business like it's a separate entity more so recently.
Yes.
So rather than being very personal or I would like this or we need to, if I frame it as the business needs to it takes the emotion out of it.
Yes.
I feel like I can ask the team. I feel like I can make bigger decisions that could be quite impactful.
That is so powerful.
When I say it like this.
Yeah.
And it's the business. It's not my fault. The business is doing it. So I think when I put it like that, I just don't feel personally as accountable. And I feel like everyone around me can reflect and think about the business better that way.
And also probably feel more comfortable asking for what you want, because it's the business that needs it, not you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
that can be, onboarding someone new, or it could be someone leaving, or it could be changing strategy.
Yeah.
It's for the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that.
Thank you.
Take it.
Take it.
I'm
baby.
taking it too. Sam, business needs this. I just voice messaged. Sam's my operations manager, for everyone listening who doesn't know. And I just voice messaged. She's like, I'd like some Lorraine Murphy Show cups, please. Like, Sam, the business needs cups. I'm sure she'll really appreciate that. Brooke, how about you? What's been your growth edge?
I think that it's the thing that I was terrified of the most, which is the leadership.
I thought you'd say that.
Yeah, I knew you'd know that one. But it was something that I was so reticent to have employed team members, because I'd had a corporate career and I think I'd been kind of thrown into management roles, and I don't think I certainly at the time, I didn't feel like I was doing a particularly good job of it.
I very clearly remember you saying to me, I'm not a good manager.
Yeah.
You had this real story. I'm not a good manager. I don't know how to lead.
Yes. And so when I made the decision to hire, which came out of that, kitchen table
conversation.
When I made that decision to hire, and thankfully I hired the world's best team member, it unlocked something, and I realised that I could do this. And I realised also that it was a job to do to learn to be a good leader. It was almost like what you say with the business needs this. It's like I can't actually sit in my own bullshit stories anymore. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I can't sit in those stories. I can't sit in those stories.
I always feel a sense of achievement when Brooke swears.
You know, I actually have to change this, and I have to become a better leader. So I have to invest in myself, and I have to learn to become that way. And so that since then, that's what I've been focusing on. It's growing myself as a leader so that the team can grow. And that has been the biggest, game changer for me.
It's huge. I mean, that was such a handbrake, because for you, if you didn't want to grow your team, you were kind of stuck on this hamster wheel of the business is only ever going to be as big as what you can personally manage and oversee with your subcontractors.
Yeah.
So, it's been so rewarding for me and fulfilling and just awe-inspiring and wonderful to see you release that mental handbrake and what you've been able to go on and achieve as a result. And doing stuff that you would have freaked out doing, like hosting a retreat for your team, like going away for a few days with them. And I think you realising actually you really love it.
Yeah.
It's been really special.
Yeah.
Really cool to see that.
And you've been great at giving me those nudges, saying you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I can. Yes, all right.
And a beautiful team. I think there's something in
they're extraordinary.
the magic from the universe that when you opened up like that, you got some amazing hires.
Very lucky.
And you picked them. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are incredible, which makes it's very easy to lead a great team when they're great people.
Yeah, so good.
So good. So ladies, you'll know what I talk about when I talk about the idea that in order to build bigger businesses and have businesses that occupy a bigger container, whether that bigger is more team or more revenue or more global markets or whatever it might be, that we need to first build a bigger container for ourselves. So you're both looking a bit blank. I'm like, I'm sure we've talked about this a lot. So, for us, if we are, whether it's our identity or our mindset or our energy management or our well-being or our relationships or whatever it might be, if we're not kind of growing into bigger people and having that bigger container, then how can we lead a bigger business? And I think this is something that I've seen both of you do so incredibly well, of really investing in yourselves and your own growth and building that bigger container so you've been able to go on and have the amazing business success that you've had. What would you say are the key things that have really helped you, that help you, I guess, stay grounded, stay energized, stay, like Claire, I love what you said, that the best is yet to come with the business, and the highest highs is still to come. What is it that you do, whether it's on a daily basis or a weekly basis or monthly or annually, that really help you build that bigger container for yourself?
Maybe you should answer this.
Oh, really?
I think you've seen me do it all the wrong ways.
No, I have
and
not.
then
You're
try
so
and do it the
self-deprecating.
right ways. I mean, on the daily, I have my quiet mornings and I meditate and listen to music and journal.
I'm so proud of you, because you went to my Bali retreat in October last year and you've maintained
that's
that.
a year of it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not
And
easy to do. Well done.
No, it's been,
Very
like, if
impressive.
I miss a day or two, like, I really miss it.
Yeah.
So, that's been, I guess that's powerful. And just having that quiet time to set up for the day as best I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I certainly go through periods where I'm really hard on myself and set the most unrealistic targets and to-do lists. But I think pulling back from that and just having white space, which I'm also useless at organising, but I realise how powerful and how grounding it is to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really tried to go exceptionally hard this year, but it's when I've paused, I can see that that's when the biggest gains have been made.
That's so good. Because I think also, just for context with your business, obviously you've got distributors all over the world.
Yeah.
But you've also, was it last year you went into the US?
Yes.
Is this year 2 of being in the US?
Yes.
So, I mean, there's so many different pulls in your energy, but also in your time, because there's always someone awake
Someone's
in your business somewhere in the
bloody
world.
awake. It's not even the weekend when you want it to be the weekend in the States. So rude. Yes.
So I think, again, to maintain that morning routine, and that's as simple as it can be. I don't think it needs to be this super fancy, comprehensive protocol, but just I think it's knowing what our own operating manual is. And for you, that has been so powerful, is maintaining that miracle morning for yourself.
Yes.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Brooke, how about you? What helps you build a bigger container for yourself?
I think it's the energy management piece.
Yeah.
I think that I've always put pretty strong boundaries around my time.
You've been
and
so good on
separated
that. Yeah.
the work and the play and, and family time. But yeah, it's the walking every day. It's like the basic stuff. It's walking every day. It's getting to the gym. It's eating well. For me, food, I was just such boring chat, but I was telling Claire all about my freezer and how I'm feeling really good because it's quite full of dinners. I mean, what? So boring, but it makes me feel good.
It's valuable,
and it's helpful, and it means that I can get through the week and feel nourished, I guess. So it is all of those basic things, and then really planning out the week so that, as you say, there is that white space and there is that time between when you can recoup the energy in order to give it at work and at home and with all the things.
Yeah. And also I think we should probably say for context, Brooke, you've got 2 kids, Claire, you've got 3. So yeah, it's not like any of the 3 of us on this kind of chat right now get to go home and just chill. Like there's a whole other roles and responsibilities that kicks in when you get home as well. I'd really love to talk to you about loneliness, because I see it a lot in the women that I work with, that sense of often they're the only person they know starting or growing a business. Chances are their partner isn't in business, their parents don't come from business backgrounds, and it can be really, really lonely. So I'd love to ask both of you, a decade in business now, how have you, first of all, have you experienced loneliness in business? And second of all, how have you gone about connecting with not just women, but other people, men and women in business, so that you don't feel like you're the only one doing the thing? Both of you will be familiar with me saying, one of you get on call, or any of my mentees get on call, and there's this big drama, and I say, you're not special. I just spoke to 3 other people who are, you're not special. And it sounds really mean, but what I'm trying to say is, there's such solidarity and such reassurance often in just knowing that you're not the only one going through a particular problem. So, Brooke, can I ask you that first? First of all, have you experienced loneliness in business, and how have you gone about creating those connections with other people?
I think it's shifted a little. When I was earlier on in the business, like when my kids were quite little, I didn't really feel that yearning for connection with other business owners, because, I mean, anyone who has young kids knows that, from a mental load perspective, it's almost like I don't have the time for coffees. Even if I had business friends, I wouldn't have the time to speak to them anyway, right? But then, I guess post-COVID, as the kids got older and independent, I did end up having this kind of capacity to where I felt like, actually, I would really like to start seeking out other business owners who are going through similar things. Prior to that, I guess where I'd filled that loneliness gap or isolation gap is always by having advisors around me. So, where obviously I had the mentorship with you, I've got a phenomenal accountant who gives me great advice, or that might be, I had a wonderful neighbour who was this ex-ad agency guy who would have this amazing knowledge. So I sort of sought out some advice. But it wasn't really until I joined the MAG program and I realised, it's been so wonderful, those friendships we've developed. And then also, so many of the problems that we share are so universal, which is just thoroughly reassuring and always helpful, even if it's just, everybody jumping on the back of a whinge, and we're all whinging together.
100%.
I think one of my favourite Brooke moments of Magnificence program, we had our Central Coast retreat this year, and I'd structured it all so everyone had almost like a hot seat where they got to share a problem or a challenge or an opportunity, and then the rest of the group kind of fed in. And I remember what yours was about, but you kind of had this ad hoc one where you're like, I could do this with my hair, or I could do this, and I don't think I saw the group as impassioned as they were about what Brooke's hair strategy should be. And that's what I love about the group. Like, it's so serious, and obviously there's challenges and all the things, but there's just such a levity. And I actually think the more your business grows, the more levity you need, because the bigger the business, in a way, it's a different set of problems, but the problems do in a way get bigger. So balancing it with that levity and that fun, I love seeing you all and what you've created with that. It's really special. So funny.
There's so many giggles.
Lots of giggles.
So Claire, tell us From your perspective, what would you say to that around the loneliness and the connection with other business owners?
So now, no, not lonely. And I think...
Let me check. No, I'm not lonely.
No, I'm not lonely. Give me actually a bit of time. That'd be good. But not lonely, sure. Like starting out, I feel like you just feel like you're hitting wave after wave of new experience. And when it's unrelatable to you and then you feel no one else can relate either, that's definitely a really lonely time.
Can I just add something as well? I don't know if either of you experienced this, but when it's hard, especially I think in the early days, those who care about us just say, are you sure you want to be doing this?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? Because they don't want to see you suffer. They don't want to see you stressed or overwhelmed or exhausted or whatever. So yeah, I think there's a lot of that as well. It's people don't get it, but also they probably try and give you the easy way out. Like, you don't have to do this if you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
And also you don't know what else you're going to do at the same time.
Yes.
And you don't know why you're going to answer yes, but I do want to. And you have no idea what the next step is.
Yeah.
So it is ridiculous that you just keep going, but here we are. But I think what you were just saying, like with Brooke's hair, I feel like...
Which is lovely, by the way. We nailed the hair strategy
Shall we
together.
segue and have another hair conversation right now?
It's on point. Seriously, Brooke, look at it. I think sometimes you just need a whinge and a vent, and I think that's where you might be dealing with this amazing contract with like Barnes and Noble in the States, and that's all exciting, but no biggie. But like you're out of stock of one line, or one unit arrived packaged and that's like unpackaged, and that's completely derailed your day, and you just want to whinge about that.
Yeah.
I think it's giving you, like, accepting the fact that you just want to whinge about that, and you'll get it off your chest, and then you'll be able to move on with the other thing. And I think holding space for your friends that are doing that as well. Sometimes the other business owners just want to rant about something where you're thinking this has nothing to do with the bigger picture. But once they've got it off their chest, they're better. They'll move on.
Yeah.
And you can be that person for them as well, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
But yes, it's, the whinge.
The whinge. The power of the whinge and moving on.
Yes, and then move on.
Probably a related topic. We've all had that, fuck it, I'm burning it to the ground. I think I had a week, about 2 months ago I had a week, and I think I had 4 different mentees get on our one-on-one sessions going, that's it, I'm done. Like, I'm so done. So we've all had those moments where we've just gone, it's too hard. And I think the ultimate symptom is like when you start looking on Seek to go, well, what could I actually do? And we think that we're the only ones that are doing that. I think for me, it's like a measure. I feel like I'm on a streak now. It's like been 5 years without looking at Seek. I'm like, okay, I'm doing well. This is good. For each of you, and I know each of you in your own ways have had those experiences, what are the things that have helped get you through those fuck it, I'm burning it down to the ground moments? How about you, Claire?
Well, I think accepting that you're going to have those moments, and
Yes.
you'll have them again and again. I think I was there last week, but try and remember to not quit on a bad day. I think that's really powerful. Just analyze this situation again the next day. And I have sat with myself and thought, well, what would be the next step? So you decide to make this change. What do you do about it? So I think you would have a general idea how you would wind it up if you're going to wind it up. I mean, we have a product-based business, so do you sell it? Do you guts the stock on hand and the business evaporates the next day? So I run through all the possible scenarios and then think, well, what am I going to do instead? And it's often that question that I'm like, no, I want to keep doing what I'm doing.
That's great.
So when I get there, I'm like, no, I'm staying.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like you map out all the potential routes. Almost like, in the magazines when we were teenagers, it's like, are you a best friend? Yes. Are you a good best friend? Yes or no? It's like you map out all those different routes and then you go, actually, I don't want any of those. So what do I do instead?
Yeah.
That's really good. What do I do instead?
Yeah. And
Love
maybe that will
that.
change one time as well. But right now, I can't pitch the next idea. It's this.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you. Brooke, how about you? What's gotten you through those sticky times in business?
This is probably going to sound really annoying, but I apologise. I generally don't think I've had that moment where I've thought about burning it to the ground or just getting rid of it. I had that moment at the kitchen table where I was having it in full meltdown mode, but it was never a consideration that I wouldn't do this.
Yes. Yeah. The business was never off the kitchen table,
Yes,
so to speak.
exactly. And I think that's because I genuinely, like, I love what I do, and now it's not just what I do, I love the team as well. Yeah. But it's also because I think I've created this business that is the vehicle for like how I want to live my life. And at a very basic level, like, I couldn't be employed and then have to tell somebody why I need to go for a walk at 10 a.m. in the morning because that's what's going to serve me best at that day, or even go and, like, I don't know, like, I structure my work day around how I'm going to get the best out of my day, not how another business or another manager thinks that I should be structuring it. So the concept of having to work in any other way is deeply alarming to me. And so if not this business, and I love this business, it would have to be something else that enabled me to just build the day that I want to build and not have anyone tell me.
Alarming.
I don't think I can have anyone tell me.
Like we're unemployable.
Yeah, that's it.
So here
basically
we
are. Unemployable.
That's it. I couldn't look on Seek because I couldn't put myself in front of an employer and tell them why they should employ me. I'd be like, they shouldn't. So I do what you say.
So good. So where you're both sitting now, I know there's so many women listening or potentially watching, that they want to be exactly where you are. Like, they want to be able to have the family, to be running a 7-figure business, to be able to go for a walk at 10 a.m., to be doing cool shit like having Barnes & Noble stocking their products in the US. I guess what I would love to get to with each of you is, have the problems shifted? So you've both done obviously an incredible job at scaling your businesses to the point that you're at now, and also scaling your lives in order to scale the business. Have the problems changed in the last 10 years? And how have they changed? So I guess what I'm asking you is, sitting in this seat now, doing what you're doing, how different are the problems to, let's say, 5 years ago, or even 9-10 years ago as you were starting the businesses? Whoever's ready can go first.
I think the nature of the clients' problems that we're helping them solve has changed significantly because of the scale of what we do. So when I was very first starting, it was more executional. Now they're much bigger strategic challenges and problems. So that naturally requires a completely different brain to how we were kind of operating before, and skill sets. And so therefore it's less about how we're going to do the doing, but how can we grow the skill sets within the team to support the needs of our clients. So it's more of an orchestrating and a skill and an enabling and a skills thing, I guess. That's probably the shift versus how do I get this job done?
Yeah. I feel like if I look at the past life as the contented copywriter, it's probably more transactional, like the client needed the job done, you got it done. Whereas now it's like the client has a problem and then you and the team are actually creating, like, what would the solution be to that problem, using a much broader skill set.
Yes.
So that completely
and it's
makes
not
sense.
A straight line, it's different every time.
Yeah.
So because it's all more strategic, it all just requires different thinking around that. So
how have you as the founder had to shift in order to enable that, I guess, change of scope? Or it's almost like an elevation with your clients now. What have you had to do differently as the business owner?
I think it is that thing about thinking about the skills gaps and how to best fill them. Is that through growing existing team member skills? Is that through bringing new skills into the business through hires? And then how do you communicate that as well? I think as a business, like, we're in the job of selling stories, but how do we sell our own story that articulates that too? And then also in a rapidly changing market as well, with AI, etc. How do you continue to shift and evolve that story too? Yeah.
It's almost like you need a crystal ball, isn't it? Like, you need to be able to be X amount of steps ahead of the clients. Yeah. And also you're building it as you're selling it too.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
It needs a nimbleness to work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Thank you. Claire, how about you? How have the problems shifted for you over the last 10 years?
I think you just get better at solving the problems and solving them faster as well.
I've really seen that in you.
So what I would have spent a week deliberating on and stressing about and going around in circles, I can do faster now. So that's definitely a game changer. I think what's challenging now as we've grown is having sort of like a rudimentary understanding of everything that we do. So I guess we're not at the scale yet where we have a whole section that heads up e-com for us, for example. Like I know a lot about, well, a little bit about a lot, I guess is the better way to put it. And I think I feel like I'm always wearing so many hats, and it is draining, but I need to. So I need to be able to hold my own when I have a conversation about marketing. When we look at where else we could expand to, I need to be able to hold my own in those conversations. So it's getting, I guess, in the upskilling with what you're saying, it's just what's the next area that I need to have a good understanding of.
Yeah, it's almost like this weird fringe growing out phase where you're not ready fully for an absolute specialist on the team to do that thing. So but you still need to be
across it enough.
An in-between phase.
Yeah.
So what have you done to manage yourself to navigate that, do you think?
How
have you gotten faster at creating solutions, for example?
Well, I think there is some sort of muscle memory, I guess, because you're there again. Oh, here we are.
Putting in the reps.
And you don't take it to heart as much, I guess, or you just, can feel your way through that more than what you did before, because it's not new anymore. It's not a shock. It's like, oh, here we are again. So what shall we do?
And also, I think I dealt with this before, I can do it again.
Yes.
Like, it's not this, oh my God, the world's over. It's like, okay. It's like the stuff that kept me awake all weekend in my first business, like now just wouldn't even...
Exactly.
It just wouldn't even create a flutter for me.
Yes.
So it's almost like your comfort zone expands as well. And like you say, you build that muscle memory as well. Yeah.
And things become less shocking, I think, as you say. Like, things happen, and you kind of have this expectation, well, there will always be problems as well. You know, like, so therefore, I guess it's easier. There's more confidence in being able to solve them because we've got a track record of solving problems already.
Yeah. It would be hard to shock some of the things that have happened.
I love when you get on a session with me and then this happened. I'm like, what? And you're like, yeah. I feel like you're like basically unflappable at this stage.
Yeah. I don't know whether that's a good thing, but hey, here we are.
I'm going to sneak a little sneaky question in that I hadn't planned to ask, but I'd really love to ask you both. If you were to go back to past you 10 years ago and to see yourself sitting in this chair, having had all the experience that you've had and all this success and influenced all the different people and connected and all the incredible things that you've done, what is something that would surprise past you, Brooke, past you, Claire, 10 years ago? What would surprise you about the life that you're living now, in the business that you're growing now? Is there anything that you wouldn't have expected?
Well, firstly, I think it's very generous and lovely of you to say all of those things, because I don't quite feel like I'm all of those things that you just described that future me or now me is. But I think that I know for sure I would never have been running an agency because I was like allergic to the idea when I very first started
Deeply
out.
alarmed.
So I'm actually doing the complete opposite of everything that I sought out to do.
Yes, true.
But I've managed to do it within a way that still holds true to, I guess, my values and beliefs. But yeah, I never would have expected it because honestly, when everything started, I just said yes to a copywriter job that a friend of mine, she's like, do you know a good copywriter? I was like, I can write. I'll do it for you. And so that's how the whole thing started.
Yeah, wow.
So I never really actually had a big master plan.
Game plan. Yeah.
So I think, early me would have been very surprised at how this all turned out.
The accidental business.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Claire? Is there anything that would have surprised past you about life now?
Probably, I mean, on the home front, how hard it is. I think, so 10 years ago, I had a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old, and that was easier than 3 children now.
Wow.
They've gotten older. So that's remarkable. But yeah, I think I've always like dreamt big with the business and being connected with some really wonderful people who I've sort of seen the path that they've walked in a business and thought I'd love to emulate that one day. and worked with. I mean, we've worked together for so long now well. Like, you've always nudged me to keep going and seeing what I could do.
But also to stop.
Next. Yes, maybe.
Well, I said to you last year, you
stepper.
actually need to be in Bali. Like, you need to come on my Bali retreat.
Yes.
I'll tell you when to go and when to stop.
Yes, that's true. But I think the path has been completely different to what I would have expected, and it's been much harder than what I expected in many ways. And I thought I could just design a beautiful product and everyone would knock on my door and try to buy it, which does not happen.
How annoying.
So, yeah. How
we have to go and market our thing. Seriously?
Yeah, which is hard.
Thank you.
So getting there has been a lot different to how I thought we would have.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that you dreamt big right from the start, though. Like, I think I had to teach myself to dream bigger. Like, I always kind of just went with what it is, and I've had to expose myself to people like you, Lorraine, or or be alongside other people like yourself, where I go, they're doing amazing things. Oh, I want to do that. Like, I had to teach myself.
Have
I
it
think
modelled
it's very
to you
cool
almost.
that you always dreamt of where you are
Thanks.
now. Yeah.
But without the actual roadmap. It's like, that'll be me in 10 years. How? I don't know.
But it's interesting because you started with, like, it was very accidental. You didn't have this big intention of growing a business. You actually went in with the big vision but didn't quite know how you were going to do it. So it's almost like you've come at it. It's pretty cool, from opposite directions.
Yeah.
And both landed in an incredible place. What would you say to anyone? I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Someone who is starting their business, or maybe it's just in the early days. I get messages from women every week saying, you're my mentor. When I finally start my business, you're going to be my mentor. What would you say to women who are just kind of on the precipice of going and starting their own business, like in that very, very nascent stage? One thing, after having all the experiences you've had in 10 years, what's one thing you would say to them?
Don't sweat the small stuff, which is what we're sort of touching on now with making those decisions. So just keep coming back to what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know about you, but when I started, like, your why was such a big drama to be answered.
Yes,
like,
so true.
Like, your why can be because you want to buy a new table. Like, it really can.
Totally.
Don't get too caught up in that and want to take over the world. And I think, when you start, you want to donate to every charity that means something to you, like all of that stuff. I think just keep it really simple. And keep coming back to what the next step is going to be, and don't go around in circles and stress about the little things.
Yeah. Such good advice, my love. Thank you. Brooke, what would you say to someone who's just about to start, thinking about starting?
I think it's surround yourself with the right people, and then also don't take the advice of the wrong people. I think a lot of people get in their heads a lot when, starting with the people who you should surround yourself with. Choose the people that you really admire and who have gone to a place where that you aspire to be, and they've done it in the right way. And then, take on that advice and just do it. And like you said, it's kind of like a next right step thing. You just do one step, others next step. But then also I see a lot of people, and we all do this. I've been doing this big time the last couple of weeks, as you know. You get in your own head about...
Brooke's voice messages.
VMing you all over the show, all over the place. Because you can, at any stage, you can start to listen to advice from people who aren't really where you want to be, or don't share those same values, or don't really understand, particularly when you're first starting out. Like you say, people are like, well, just don't do it anymore, just stop. And they don't know, they haven't been there. So of course they're just protecting you, and everything's with it with great intentions, but they might not be giving you the best advice at that point. So, filter out those voices too, so that you can just keep putting that one step in front of the other. Like stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Somebody told me that this week. I wonder who that
Did
was.
she have amazing blue eyes and blonde hair? That might have been me. I just want to touch on something you said there, Brooke, as well, around... I used to always know that it was time to move on when I was an employee, when I didn't want my boss's job. Like when I saw that the job that they had, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. That was always a sign to me, okay, maybe I need to kind of take a side step into a different agency or whatever it might have been. So I think if I could just build on what you're saying, I fully agree with everything you're saying. It's to emulate the people whose lives you truly want, because lots of people can have a successful business. But maybe it's at the expense of their well-being or whatever it might be. So emulate the people who are running their business and their lives in a way that you would like to be
Yeah,
doing.
100%.
I think that's really, really important, particularly I think as women as well.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the ability to compartmentalize like men do.
Yeah.
Brooke, what would you say to someone who is looking to scale her business? So maybe she's kind of sitting at the 6-figure mark and she's like, I just really want to get to that next level. What would you say to her or him? Hi, if you're a man listening. Sorry to exclude you.
I would say, I think probably look for that thing, like you asked us at the start, that it's that leap that will take you,
Yes.
you know, so what is the thing that you're getting in your own way about, whether that's leadership, whether that's systems, whether that's energy management, whatever it is, and get out of your own way.
Yeah, it's almost
And
like turning your
focus on
weak
that
spot
thing.
into your strong spot,
Correct.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Which is
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what you've done.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
leadership piece has just been so transformational.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you did nothing else but just did the leadership piece, you would
Yeah.
still be in a really good spot.
And
But
for
you get to
somebody
be
else, that
even
might
further
be
ahead.
like a systems thing, or
Yes.
it might be that they're killing themselves working to the bone and not looking after their energy management.
Yeah.
But actually, if they focused on that, that would unlock a whole lot of other things. So
Yeah.
I think, it's finding that weak spot and then.
Yeah. I think actually
flipping
for a
that.
lot of women, just something that's popped into my head would be like not wanting to be seen,
Yeah.
like not actually allowing themselves to be visible, which obviously has such a massive knock-on effect on marketing and sales and,
Yeah.
and all the things. Thank you. Claire, for someone who's sitting at the 6-figure mark and is like, I just want to get to the 7 figures, what would you say to her or him?
Remember, like, to keep it really incremental. And I guess when you're making a plan or you look at something, you're like, I want to double that next year.
Yeah.
Have you got the figures backing that up from the last 6 months performance that it will double? Like, maybe you need to aim for 25%, maybe it's 75%.
Yeah.
Just keep it realistic and keep pushing through to the next growth barrier,
Yeah.
I guess. And I don't believe there's any quick fixes or overnight successes. I definitely
Silver
think
bullets.
like that leap of faith, like, or the thing that needs to be unlocked, definite game changer. But I feel like when you're vulnerable, and you're scrolling on Instagram, like I'm exposed to it all the time, and then there's some marketing guru that I can invest with them and do their 10-day course, and
Oh, nah.
my gosh,
It's never
like,
that.
It's really not that.
It's never that.
So the mindset is in a really bad place when that's what I'm getting targeted with.
It's almost like when
I
you're
guess.
susceptible to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
think, oh my gosh, that's actually what I should do.
Yeah.
And I think I've put in the group chat, like, has anyone done the blah, 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 blah course? And it's like, code red. What's wrong?
Claire's shopping.
Go for a walk. Yeah. So I think just keep looking at how far you've come as well.
Yeah.
And what's going to be next.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. I honestly want to do this conversation for another 3 hours, but I should probably wrap up there. Thank you so much, both of you. You're just so engaging and dynamic and funny and just wonderful. I think
Aw,
women and men
pleasure.
are going to get so much out of this chat. So thank you. And also thank you for sharing so honestly as well. I think it's very easy to get on, whether it's Insta Lives or podcast interviews, and just talk about all the amazing things. And I think what you've been so generous in doing is sharing the tough bits as well, because I think what's truly inspiring about you both, the challenges that you've overcome and just the humility that you've overcome them with. So thank you. That was an absolute delight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Loved it.